Hello my quilting family. We're here with block 4 of our coffee mug themed sew along, and this is my mock-up block, and it's a short demi-tasse cup that's going to be just adorable in whatever colors you choose. It's going to remain a free pattern, and all the cutting instructions are listed below for this little darling block. So come on in a little closer. I'll show you how to sew this one together, especially the handle, because that's probably the toughest part of the sewing. So come on, we'll get this started. Okay, this is how I've laid out block 4. Now I know it's kind of pale and it's hard, might be a little hard to see, but hopefully you'll be able to follow along with this. Basically, we put the handle on this side, the saucer is here, the body of the cup is here. Now this is a demi-glace, like basically a short little coffee cup with a saucer. So what we're going to do is your flip and stitch seams first. That's the easiest way to do this block, is do all of that first, then switch out your feet to a regular foot. So I'm going to grab the saucer piece. And I'm just going to run it through like so. You can draw your line, you can iron this, you can eyeball it, you can whatever is going to work for you is fine. Now when it comes to the actual coffee cup handle, I'm going to take this in order, and okay, so this. My feed dogs didn't pick it up. So I'm just taking this and undoing this very quick. Sometimes, okay, let's see if I got this the right way. Okay, so I'm gonna go, let's try from the other side. Sometimes the older machine will just balk at the idea of doing a corner, which is okay. Just, as soon as it starts to have issues, don't force it, just make it happen some other way. Here we go. And there's I'm going to just make now a little 1/4 inch seam on this. Okay, wait a minute. This is going this way. Yeah. Nope, this has got to go. This has got to go this way. There we go. There. Now I'm going to put the other side of the saucer on, and I'm going to make sure it's going a direction which will create a V, right? So now I'm going to take the handle. I'm going to get it just away from this white, so hopefully you'll be able to see it a little better. I'm going to trim off all the excess triangle pieces here. So now I'm going to open up and do my open seams. I'm just finger pressing those seams open, and I'm trying to keep a coffee cup shape on the handle. Okay. So there, that's the handle, right? So I'm going to take this and sew this together. Oh, I should have changed my foot. Oh well, we'll change my foot for the next one. I'm just going to quickly change to my 1/4 inch foot. I could do it on this foot here that I've got. When the needle, my needle only is in the middle position, and this will be a 1/4 inch. It'll read a 1/4 inch on either side. So it is kind of like a different variety of a 1/4 inch foot. Sometimes you have to play with these, and you have to figure out, okay, which 1/4 inch foot is going to work the best. So it's one of those things. Oh, there we go. And I've got this. And I'm sewing this to keep with the seam on top, to make sure I keep it open. Now I'm just going to trim off these little triangle things and finger press this open on the saucer. There. And put this back in place. This was such a lovely fabric line. I love the neutrals in it, and I love the colors. It's just gorgeous. So I took the paler beige that's in here, the paler color, and put it against the lightest of the fabric line to get a very soft looking coffee cup, right? So, and now I'm just going to run this through with the triangles I just cut off. And now I'm going to put these two together. There we go. And finger press this all open. It's easiest if you do all the handle first, because the handle is going to take the most time. So now I'm just going to make sure that all is going to lie flat. And get the other triangle through. Okay. Now here is my handle. My handle is done. It didn't take a lot, but it looks really complex, doesn't it? So now we're going to piece this body together, and we're just going to flip the sides over. There we go. And now we're going to finger press this little hourglass. I like having pieces beside little pieces that I can sew together. And once this is all sewn together and squared up, it'll be a 2-inch half square, a quarter square rectangle, and a quarter square triangle. Sorry, quarter square triangle. Now I'm also going to finger press this open. Okay, so now this is what we're looking at, right? Does that make more sense? That most of the pieces are done. So the first thing we're going to sew together is the handle and the coffee cup. Now, the point you're going to try and match is this center one. Now you can try and pin it if you want, but we're just gonna go for it. Some of the other coffee mugs, you're not going to be able to match up. They're not going to meet up with a point along the way. So don't worry. Oh, I keep missing my point. No, it's fine. Or you keep missing up that diagonal, or the horizontal and vertical. Don't worry about it, because none of it's going to match up. And now I'm going to finger press this all open. Okay. And I'm going to put the other side of the body down, like so. This is the other side of the body. So I'm going to put this down. And I've got a little seam here. I want to make sure it doesn't flip shut, or that it's sewn open so it stays open, so it's easier to press. Now that I'm pressing open. And now I'm going to put the saucer onto the body of the cup. And I'm just going to put this here like so. And I was really surprised how fast the extra blocks of this stitched up. It was really quite lovely. And once you get a rhythm going, it's very quick. This is a very quick little block. Okay. Now, go. So the first piece on the outside edge, we're now going to be putting on the outside edge. And the first piece of the outside edge we're going to put on is the top, right? Because this is just a half cup, right? It's a wider piece. It's actually a 2.5-inch strip. And I really like the fact that Nancy's Notion did not paint their edges. So these strips that were sent to me by my good friend Marilyn, they actually measured 2.5 inches. So now I'm just going to fill this up. And now we're going to sew on the side pieces, because this just flips this way. There's no open or anything. It's just press it away from the block. So now I'm going to put on the side piece, and the side piece I'm going to aim for first is the one with the most seams. And I am trying to catch this point down here by the saucer and the points here along the handle. Now let's line this all up. And get a few stitches in. Here, line this up. Oh, I didn't have to ease much. Okay, make sure everything is, all the seams are supposed to remain open, so they don't flip shut. And I just made my point perfect. I'm going to make the next one. Of course I do. And the third point. Because I can actually see the point I'm trying to make. I'm actually making my points very quickly. And this is why it becomes a no-fuss block. Even though there's lots of little pieces in it, it's easy to do once you're... And I will show you how I made those points very quickly. Okay, just here, along here. See that point right there? And these points on the handle. They're perfect. So now I'm going to put the piece on the other side of the block. Right, and because I have a point here at the saucer I want to make, I'm going to flip it so that I can see where my point is going to be. And if you have to steer a bit to make the point, do it. Because once it's ironed and in your quilt and quilted, nobody's going to notice that you had to steer to make your point. And I have to steer just a bit. Oh, perfect. Right on the money. And the last piece that goes on is the bottom. There we go. Okay, so now the last piece that's going to go on here is this. And I'm going to put this way because I want to make sure these points, these seams stay open. Right? So now you're putting the smaller piece on the bottom because you want to make sure that, you know, you don't sew something closed when it was supposed to be open. And that also helps reduce your bulk. Okay, now I just press this one out like this. Okay, and there we are. Let me give this a good press and get it all nice and flat, because that's where my seams are now at the back. They're all pressed open except for the outside edge. Let me give this all a good press and I'll show you all the blocks I've made. So we finished block 4. And this is my mock-up. And the mock-ups are a really good idea, especially when you're not sure how the pattern's going to go together and you've got scraps, and you might as well make a mock-up out of your scraps. I mean, and if you do make the mock-up out of stuff that might go in, you can always throw the block in, or you can throw the block in later on a different quilt. But this is a standard size. It's unfinished 9.5 by 9.5. And like I say, mock-ups, when you're not sure, is a really good idea. So this is my mock-up. This was the block we just finished. Isn't it cute? And I took the neutrals, the lightest fabric from the jelly roll from Nancy's Notion that Marilyn sent me, and I just like, I thought, okay, we'll use that as a background because we've been using all unexpected backgrounds in previous ones. So now this neutral is a background. But here are the other blocks. This is, you know, just my crazy bean and the blue. Pop a little sprinkling of blue will make everything pop. Here's a red and black mug. So this is kind of cool too. This as well is a background from the jelly roll. It's pretty much a large scale graphic with jelly or coffee bean prints. And now here's another blue with a black and white polka dot from the neutral, the low end neutral or low volume from the jelly roll as well. So we figured we might as well use those in here as well for the backgrounds. So they're going to go with all of these blocks. Now these blocks are blocks 1, 2, and 3. So we're getting quite a pile of blocks. You know, there's a red coffee cup, there's a black coffee cup, there's a black and yellow one. You know, we're just going to have fun with these. We've got the, you know, 1 and 2s all together. They're just bright and vibrant, a little unexpected for coloring, and, you know, it'll be fun. Now, I do have, in my quilt, I'm putting my handles all different directions. So you'll see where some of them they're going one way and the other ones are going the other way, and it's like, that's the way my coffee mug cupboard is. So I might as well do, your coffee mug cupboard might be all pointing one way, and that's fine. But this is where I took my inspiration from. So we're having a lot of fun with these, and we are making some pretty awesome little blocks. So I hope you do join us with this so long. It was a lot of fun doing this today for you. And we'll see you here next week for block 5. And by the way, I did draft out the sugar bowl and the creamer, and they're cute too. So come on back, we'll show you more. If you have questions about what you saw in this video, or you have ideas for content or something you want to see us do, please put those comments in the description below. But also, while you're there, like, share, and subscribe with your friends. That would really help us out. Okay, I want to thank you and have a great day.